Hi everyone, welcome back to Fly High Cruise Far. Today's video was created to answer a question often asked to me about cruising. Which are the cabins you should avoid booking for your cruise vacation? Whether you're new to cruising or new to Royal Caribbean ships, this video will clear up all questions about which are the cabins you should try your best to avoid booking. Unlike checking into a hotel where the room you book is randomly allocated to you, on a cruise ship, you can pick and choose the room you want to stay in for your sailing. Let's get started! Right after you click on the subscribe button if you have not already done so. Thank you for your support. When selecting your cabin, I usually advise guests to avoid any rooms that are directly under the pool deck, directly under restaurants, or next to entertainment venues. There will be a significant amount of noise at odd hours of the day and night that may affect your rest. Now, pool decks are very fun, always bustling with people during the day. But to prepare for guests, pool attendants start laying out deck chairs very early in the morning. The dragging and setting down of deck chairs is unavoidable, and when your room is directly below, you will definitely hear these thumping and dragging sounds. Now, if you're not an early riser, it's really hard to avoid being disturbed and woken up by these noises early in the morning. The same theory applies for rooms under restaurants, such as rooms on Deck 13 under the Windjammer. The setting up process, the rolling of food carts across the restaurant, the pulling in and out of chairs can be heard all hours of the day and night. On Spectrum of the Seas, Sorrento's Pizzeria is also on the same deck as Windjammer, which means you can expect to hear activity noises all the way till the wee hours of the morning. Another location to avoid is near or next to entertainment venues. For example, cabins on Deck 3 which are right next to the music hall. Yep, you can clearly hear the live band, the cheering, the dance music from the music hall till late at night. Now, how will I define rooms as far from elevators? Well, it applies more to mega ships in the Oasis class, the Quantum class, and the Freedom class, where the average length of the ships is around 340 meters or more. So if you get a room right at the front or aft of the ship, just walking from your room to the elevator will take you an additional 5 to 10 minutes. So if you have mobility issues or are traveling with little kids without a stroller, my advice is to avoid selecting rooms that are far from the elevators. Staterooms that are situated all the way forward usually comes with a panoramic view not offered in midship rooms, but the rocking motion is most acutely felt at the front of the ship. And if your room is on a higher deck, the rocking motion is even more pronounced. Thus, if you have motion sickness or prone to seasickness, please avoid booking forward rooms on high decks so that you can enjoy your cruise vacation. Instead, choose something midship and on the lower deck where you will not feel the rocking motion as much. For rooms right at the front and on the lowest deck, you may possibly be nearest to the anchor. And when the ship stops and drops anchor, believe me, it is not a gentle wake-up call. How about rooms at the aft? Now that is usually where the engines are, and you may feel the vibrations from the engines if your rooms are at the aft and mid to lower decks. I have stayed in such a room before, and trust me, the bed vibrates all through the night. It was not a restful vacation for me. What are obstructed view balcony rooms? They look like this, where from your balcony, instead of a view of the horizon, you will see a bright yellow lifeboat instead. Most of these rooms are located on Deck 6, and when you are choosing your cabins, these are offered at a lower price with an indication that they are obstructed view balcony rooms. If a relaxing ocean view from your balcony is really important, please take note to avoid these types of balcony rooms. Most Royal Caribbean ships do not allow smoking indoors anymore, and instead have a dedicated outdoor area for smokers to go to. One of the smoking areas is usually on deck 5 and can be either on port or starboard side. For Spectrum of the Seas, the smoking area is on deck 5, starboard side, aft of the ship. The balcony rooms above this smoking area are the few unobstructed balcony rooms for deck 6, but with the ocean view comes second-hand smoke as well as increased noise levels. Well, unless you are out most of the time and rarely use the balcony, I will advise that you strictly avoid these rooms directly above the smoking area. On several Royal Caribbean ships, there are interior-facing rooms and balcony rooms that face the inside of the ship instead of an ocean view. These could be found on Freedom Class, Voyager Class and Oasis Class ships. They are usually known as Promenade View Interior, Central Park View Interior, Broadwalk View Balcony and Central Park View Balcony, and will have a large bay window or a balcony facing the Royal Promenade, Central Park or Broadwalk. From these rooms, you get a vantage view of all the activities taking place in the Royal Promenade or Central Park. But if you can look out, other people can look into your room too. There will also be rooms directly opposite yours with the same large window and balcony. So if you are concerned about privacy, you should either avoid these rooms or keep your curtains shut all the time, which kind of defeats the purpose of getting the room. Activities taking place in the Royal Promenade, such as the 70s dance party, will contribute to a higher level of noise that can clearly be heard from these rooms, making them extra undesirable to guests who like to go to bed earlier. The allure of a low-priced stateroom could be hard to resist, but booking a guaranteed cabin is a gamble, so be prepared to lose out just in case the room you're allocated is not what you were anticipating. So while you are able to select the minimum cabin category that appeals to you, your cabin location could be a total surprise, and usually you will not know until just weeks before the departure. There are cabins on some ships that are built smaller and meant for solo cruises, but are also sold as double occupancy rooms. Let's take a look at the deck plan of Spectrum of the Seas. The ones marked in orange are studio rooms and are usually much smaller than the regular staterooms of the same type. So you may be paying the same price as the other interior rooms, but stay in a much smaller room that is meant for one person. Not every cabin on a cruise ship is ideal. There are always pros and cons to each room. A cheaper priced balcony may come with obstructed views of lifeboats instead of the ocean. A guaranteed room offers the lowest price, but you may end up right at the end of the ship on the lowest deck right above the anchor. Or you could choose the interior facing balcony and sacrifice some privacy for the lower price. My advice, always try out different options when booking your next cruise. If you are going on board for a celebration, perhaps splurge a little and select an ocean view balcony or junior suite. If you are traveling with kids, perhaps choose a room far away from entertainment venues so your little ones get a good night's sleep. Or if you are sensitive to motion sickness, spend some time to choose a midship room on the middle decks. Invest some time to look through the deck plans before you book your next cruise vacation, and you will get an idea of where you want your room to be and avoid the ones that will put a damper on your holiday. Thank you for watching today's video, and I hope it gives you a better idea on which other rooms to avoid when booking your next cruise vacation. If you have not subscribed to our channel, please click subscribe to support us, and also like and share this video with your friends. Should you have any questions, please leave a comment below and we will get back to you as soon as possible. See you soon in our next video. Thank you. Bye. Happy cruising!